Hello, my name is Andriy, and I'm a DevOps community lead at NewFire. I'm active contributor to the Stack Overflow and Microsoft communities. I'm practicing DevOps, Lean, and Management 3.0. Welcome to my Ignite Talk, DevOps Leadership from Engineer to Manager. Today we'll talk about the culture, DevOps culture, and how it relates to DevOps leadership. So imagine that you were promoted to the DevOps leadership. Your boss calls you and says, "May please come to me." You're going to your boss and he says, "You got promoted to the DevOps leader." We should now pause our imagination and ask our boss, what are my rights and responsibilities? If I can hire people, fire them, implement culture, spread the culture across the team. So imagine that you were hired, you were promoted to the DevOps leader. In companies, in big companies, there is a process, there are courses, there are trainings, mentorships, and they are helping you to become the leader. But not all the companies are practicing such processes. So what skills should you learn? There are a lot of them in this slide, but there are a lot more of them. And I can give you an example. For example, when I became a leader, when I was promoted, my behavior was engineer. I was working full time, and also I was assigning tasks, managing the team, and then I realized that I didn't have time in a day, and I have started delegation. It's the common mistake of the managers and leaders that are just starting their journey. So let's talk about the bad habits. The bad habits you can see here, and I can give you an example of micromanagement. When I was working in the team, we had a solution architect that was micromanaging the team, that was assigning tasks and describing the tasks and what to do and controlling. But what was the bad news for him? That a lot of members of the team, they leave the company and leave the project, and he didn't understand that that was micromanagement, because the people didn't want to be just hands without brain. So this is our bad habits, and let's talk about what should you do next. The next thing is team observation, or you can call it one-to-one. You should identify the strong skills of your team, of the personally strong skills, then the competency they're willing to develop, and you should communicate to your team, to your people with these competencies they're willing to develop. Also, you can identify the pressure points, but it's not so easy to do. And if you are managed to identify, for example, what are the pressure points could be? It could be the resistance, no resistance to pressure, bad logic thinking, or something else. And you identify it, don't touch it with a hand or with a stick, and then go to the ethics and values, identify those things, and you should understand that this is your current ethics and values of your team. Then, when you did this, you should go with definitely with the culture, not the strategy. So yes, that's the culture. It's so you gathered the current culture, current values of your team, then merge it together, and you should calculate what values are really important to your team and what not. Then you will have the list of the culture, of the values, for example, family, professionalism, or something like that, and you will understand the current culture. Then if you understand the current culture, you will be able to change this culture. Spread this culture, current culture, to your team, and spread the culture that your teammates willing to see in your company, in your team. And then you could understand that the culture and the values that your teammates are sharing with you, that their ideas, and they won't resist these changes. You see it? It's just your values you want to develop, so just go together and to change this together. Then go with culture development plan. So it's the values you should implement first, second, third, and what are the target areas for these, and what are the timings for these. So this third thing is grow the desired culture. It's then when the culture is implemented, it could take months or even year to do that, but it's worth it. Worth it because your teammates will be happy, and they will work in the culture they want to work, want to live, and it will be really hard to leave your company because it's like a family. When you implemented the culture, improve this culture with this cycle. It calls PDCA cycle. It uses not only in improvement of culture, but improvement of everything. So plan, then do, then check if it's working, and then act. So after you implemented the culture, share the strategy. You have to define your vision, what your team should go and with what instruments and tools, and then you should share this information with your team, understand their interesting topics and their ideas, and also share with it and create a strategy together with them. But you should understand that you don't know the path to the future state. You should go with your team together, and you should visualize each step of the strategy. Next. So it calls this transformation DevOps transformation. As we said, first we change the culture, then mindset, thinking, behavior, and usage of these practices and tools. It's only the 10% of its visible part. So you should understand that it can take a long time. That's why it's 90% of culture change. And yeah, so somebody said that culture eats your strategy on the breakfast, and I can say on the lunch and on the dinner. So first culture, then strategy. Thank you, everybody. And this is my sources. These are the books I read, not only this one, but a lot more. So please share your ideas and maybe feedback. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can talk to this topic if it's interesting for you.